Hey, I wanted to show you how I would suggest you complete the Bill of Rights assignment. If you want to do it a different way, that's fine, but if you're trying to think, how should I do this? Here's what I think I would do. You're going to open Module 6 in the online textbook, and in Module 6, you're going to go to Lesson 3. Maybe. Let's try that again. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to hit the contents and skip down to Lesson 3, the Bill of Rights. That will be quicker. I'm going to go ahead and pick the First Amendment, but as you can see, there are different things to pick from there. But I'm going to start with the First Amendment, and then you can go in order. According to the alphabet, depending on what your last name begins with, I assigned for you to either do the odd numbers, in which case, if you were doing the odd numbers, you would start with the First Amendment, because number 1 is an odd number, or the evens, and in that case, you would start with Amendment number 2. But you can read through here to find out about the First Amendment, and there you see it there, and then it goes into some detail. Now, I sent my assignment to Notability, so I'm going to open that up in a split screen. You might want to do the same thing. And then over here in Notability, I can make notes and type or write my summary underneath where it says the First Amendment. So I actually took screenshots of these boxes here that quote the amendment, sorry. I put those screenshots on your assignment, and then underneath I'm giving you space to summarize it. So you can summarize it down there. You can mark this up if you want to. If you find that perhaps it is actually easier for some of these to just underline the different freedoms or rights that are protected, you could do that. So for example, in Amendment number 1, it establishes freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to peaceably assemble, freedom to petition. So in a case like the First Amendment, it might just make sense to underline the freedoms instead of summarizing it at the bottom. But you can summarize it at the bottom if you want to. You can add a text box and list them: freedom of religion, speech, press, etc., etc. I'm not going to type the whole thing because I don't want to waste your time. So you could do that, and then you can move that wherever you want it to go, obviously. You guys are used to working with Notability. So you can do both, or you can do either one or the other. And then over here, obviously you're reading through these in order to summarize and pull out the important parts. The First Amendment has a lot in it, so that's going to go on for quite a while. And then I'm going to turn the page to find the Second Amendment. So if you were assigned the even numbers, you would be looking at the Second Amendment. And this one's talking about the right to bear arms, and there it is right there. So again, you can underline it, you can add text boxes and summarize it there, and you can just say the right to bear arms. So basically what you're doing is summarizing these in your own words, because as you can see, the language that is used in the actual amendments is very fancy and sometimes difficult to understand. Some of them are easier than others. The Second Amendment's pretty simple, but then sometimes they get a little more complicated. And as you can see going through here, they get longer as well. The Fifth Amendment's a pretty long one. The Sixth Amendment is pretty long. Make sure you're including in your summaries all of the rights that are being protected, because some of these amendments protect more than one right. So you're going to go through until you get to either number 9 or number 10, depending on if you are odd or even. And you can let me know if you have any questions.